Welcome to yet another edition of the Stats and Stacks podcast. For today, we're going over NFL Week 14. First things first, make sure you give that video a like, hit the subscribe button, give a like over on Instagram, over on Twitter, over on TikTok, wherever there is social media. There is the Stats and Stacks podcast. Interesting week, a few weeks on bye, very late bye for some teams, but it is what it is. It should be a fun week of football. A lot of craziness happening in the next few weeks with Christmas and all of these holidays, all these Saturday slate of games and stuff. So just make sure you're staying on top of everything. But we're going to go ahead and jump into this week, which is pretty standard here. We have the first game of the week. We have the Raiders going against the LA Rams. The Las Vegas Raiders are 6.5-point favorites on the road, over under at 43.5. Honestly, the Thursday night football games have been a struggle as of late, and I think it continues here. This should be a walkthrough for the Raiders, especially if it's Perkins. I don't know who the QB is. Is it Baker? I don't know who it is. But at the end of the day, I think the Raiders get the job done here. I don't like Raiders at almost touchdown favorites, but you got to take it here. Over under, give me the over. I think this surprisingly hits the over 43.5. In regards to a fantasy perspective, yes, Jalen Ramsey's probably going to shadow Devontae, but I'm still going to trust him. You don't sit Devontae Adams. On the flip side, Josh Jacobs on a short week with all this injury stuff, just keep an eye on him. But if he plays, you start him. Mac Hollins, actually, I like quite a bit this week. I think he goes off. Rams side, I don't really trust anyone. I don't trust Tyler Higbee. I don't trust any of the running backs. If I'd start any Rams, it would be Cam Akers, and that's it. But I don't want to start any Rams if I don't have to. So honestly, just Adams and Hollins and Jacobs. I'm not going to really stream Derek Carr. I don't really want to play around with Foster Moreau. He'll just give you 30 yards. So on the flip side, next game, we have game of the week. We have the New York Football Jets going against those damn Buffalo Bills. RIP Von Miller's knee. Oh boy, I don't think it matters. I think it's the Bills by a billion. Bad blood here in division. Got upset earlier. Now they're coming on the Bills' home turf. I hope it is an absolute domination. Am I going to take the over under? Yeah, give me the over. When the Bills win, they usually win big. So I'll take the Bills over 9.5. In regards to the over under at 44, I'll also take the over. I think this is going to be the game where Mike White shows his ugly head and shows the reason why he's a third string QB. Yes, he looked phenomenal in his first week against the Bears. Bears are a god awful defense. Yes, he looked good against the Vikings. The Vikings are a pass funnel. Now he plays the Bills, and he's going to get some pressure and he's going to get some problems. So give me the Bills by a lot, and the over under hits because the Jets start scoring at the tail end. On a fantasy perspective, you're never going to sit Josh Allen or Stephon Diggs. Do you want to touch either running back? Probably not. If you want to start one, I'd say Singletary reaches the end zone. James Cook is just more of the volume play. Dawson Knox, he's been awful as of late for fantasy, so I'm not starting him unless I have to. Jet side, Garrett Wilson. We've seen a lot more Trey White last week, 61% of snaps, but not enough. If Trey White's not on Garrett Wilson, he should have a good time. So you can start Garrett Wilson. And I'm not going to trust any of the running game or Mike White or anyone. I like the Bills defense. I like your usual suspects in Buffalo. You can start Gabe Davis. He should have a good game. And Jet side, literally just Garrett Wilson. On the next side, we have the Cincinnati Bengals coming off their big win over the Chiefs at home again against the Cleveland Browns. Over under set at 6. Cincinnati 6-point favorites. Give me the Browns to cover. I think the Bengals win. I know the Browns keep beating Joe Burrow, but I think Joe Burrow finally gets his revenge on the Browns. It's a revenge tour for Joe Burrow currently, but I think it's a close game. I know Deshaun looked god-awful his first week back. I expected that. He'll look better this week. In regards to the over-under at 47, I'll take the over. I think Chubb is going to go crazy. He didn't do what I thought he was going to do last week. I mean, he still had like 90 yards on the ground, but he had no catches and he had no touchdowns. So 90 yards just wasn't a great fantasy day. I think he finds the end zone in this game. So I like Chubb here. I don't really want to start any of the receivers. I need to see Watson a little more, get him more acclimated. Bengals side, you're going to start Chase, you're going to start Burrow, you're going to start T. Higgins. Um, See if Joe Mixon is back. He should be back. If not, you can start Samaje Perine. He's been killing it as a backup. It's weird because I think you can start all the Bengals. I think they win the game, but I think it's close. I think Chubb just goes that crazy this game. So fire up all your Bengals, fire up Chubb. Bengals win, but Browns cover. Next game, we have, oh God, a massacre. Houston Texans going up against the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas. Jesus. Over under set at 45.5. I think the Cowboys can score that on their own. So I'll take the over and 16.5 points. Give me the Cowboys cover. I think Texans are that bad. I think the Dallas Cowboys score at least twice on defense this game. In regards to a fantasy perspective, the defense is going to be insane. You can start Zeke and Pollard. You can start CeeDee Lamb. You can start Dak. You can start literally Dalton Schultz. You can start every Cowboy you physically can. On the Texan side, nobody. If there's anyone, I'll start. No one. I don't want to start anyone. Like no Nico Collins shots. I don't want to start Brandon Cooks. I don't even want to start Dameon Pierce. I don't want to start a soul in Houston. Next game, we have a shootout with the Minnesota Vikings going up against the Lions. We have Detroit Lions as 2.5-point favorites. This is a little bit of a line overcorrection with the Lions dismantling the Jaguars last week. Give me the Vikings. I think the Vikings are the better team here. Over under 51.5. I don't care what it said. I was going to take the over. In regards to the fantasy, you're going to start Justin Jefferson, even with his turf toe. He'll be fine. Kirk Cousins, you can stream. In regards to the tight end game, start TJ Hawkinson, start Dalvin Cook, fire up everyone you can on the Vikings. Adam Thielen, the Lions defense has got awful. On the flip side with the Lions, you can start all their pass catchers. Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to lose his mind and go nuke. Swift out the backfield. Jamal Williams can't stop scoring. If you want to play around with the Williams Shark ordeal, I like DJ Shark a little more still. Williams in the future, but not right now. All right. Then the next game we have, but yeah, the Vikings should not be dogs here. Next game we have the aforementioned Jacksonville Jaguars going up against the Tennessee Titans. Titans are 4-point favorites at home. Makes absolutely no sense. I know the Titans just got killed by the Eagles, but the Eagles and the Jags are two completely separate teams. Give me the Titans and cover easily, especially at home. Over under set at 41. Give me the over. Fantasy, you're going to start ETN. I'm not chasing Zay Jones. As we saw last week, it didn't work out. If you want to start Christian Kirk, you can. In regards to the Titans, you start King Henry. Jalen Burke is out, and I'm not trusting any of their receivers. Literally just King Henry, and I'm calling it a day. Next game, it's the team that just took out the Titans. The Philadelphia Eagles going against the New York Giants. Eagles are 7-point favorites on the road. And I agree. Giants are overrated. I think they might keep this close with the Eagles end up covering at the end. Over under 45. Give me the over here. For fantasy, you're going to start Saquon and Daniel Jones. Dude, Slayton's been killing it. So if you want to ride with Darius Slayton while he's a hot hand, you can because they have no one else to throw to. For the Eagles, you can start Smith and Brown. You can start Miles Sanders. Obviously, start Jalen Hurts. You're basically firing up everybody. The Giants, they should be fine. All right, then next game we have the Pittsburgh Steelers going up against the Baltimore Ravens. Over under at 37. Probably is a low scoring affair. Pittsburgh 2.5-point favorites. I don't agree. I don't think Trent Huntley is that far off from Lamar. I know that kind of sounds crazy, but they play the exact way. So he has the exact same weapons. I mean, give me Huntley to win this game outright. For over under, I will take the under though. On a fantasy perspective, you got to start Najee, I guess. He's not fully healthy. I don't want to. If you have a better option, please sit Najee. But if you have to start him, start him. Deontay, it was nice to see him get a lot of targets last week, but I still don't trust any of these receivers. If it's anyone, it's Pickens because the Ravens do have a tendency to give up big plays. So I'm fine with Pickens in like a DFS. Ravens side of the ball, I think you can stream Huntley, man. I don't think he's that bad. He runs a lot. He's going to be very, very low owned. very, very cheap for DFS. You can start Huntley if you absolutely have to stream him. You can stare down Mark Andrews, and then that's probably it. Next game, we have the Denver Broncos going up against the Kansas City Chiefs. Broncos are probably going to be without Courtland Sutton, so that makes it even tougher. 44.5 over under. Give me the under. Kansas City 9.5. Give me the Broncos to cover. Kansas City wins, but I don't think that they beat them by 9.5, more than 10 points. Give me the under. That Broncos D is real. It is real. And I know their offense is going to struggle without Sutton, but they're struggling now anyway. It doesn't make a difference. So I do think Kansas City wins. I just think 10 is a lot of points to lay. Fantasy perspective, I don't really want anyone on Denver. I guess you could fire up Jerry Jeudy with no Sutton. He should realistically get more looks unless it goes to like Kendall Hinton or something weird. But I think it should go to Jerry Jeudy. That's it. I don't want to start him, but if you can, there's a little value there. Chiefs side, you can start Travis Kelce. He should be fine. Obviously, Pat Mahomes will find a way. Pacheco, I don't really want to start a lot of Chiefs, honestly. The Broncos D does scare me. You can start Pacheco if you absolutely have to, but I would try to not to if you could. Kelce and Mahomes, that's it. Next game, we have the San Francisco 49ers, just 3.5 point favorites over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Buccaneers are 3.5 point road dogs, understandable. Over under set at 37. Give me the over. I know the Buccaneers have had their offensive struggles. And I know that San Fran has Purdy, a third string quarterback in Mr. Irrelevant. But is Jimmy Garoppolo really that good? I mean, it's really just the players of the systems. Quick passes to Debo, quick passes to George Kittle, and let your running backs go off. I think any quarterback can do that for the 49ers. It is the Shanahan system that gets them wins, and their defense is phenomenal. So I think the 49ers get out ahead. The Buccaneers try to make a comeback, which is where the 37 hits the over. I will take the 49ers to win the game and to cover the 3.5. Fantasy perspective, you're going to start CMC, you're going to start Debo, you can start Kittle. That's it. Don't get too fancy with Purdy. For the Bucks, you're going to start Godwin. There's going to be a lot of quick passes with Nick Bosa trying to take Brady's head off. You can start Rachaad White, a lot of dump offs as they're doing their comeback. And if you have Evans, you're going to start him, but this could be a rough Evans week, to be honest with you. All right, next game, we have the Carolina Panthers going up against the Seattle Seahawks. Over under set at 44. Give me the over all day. Seattle, 3.5 point favorites. Yeah, I could see it. It was nice that Sam Darnold came out and balled out, but I doubt he does it back-to-back weeks. So give me Seattle to cover and give me the over. Fantasy perspective, fire up Lockett and DK. Fire up Geno Smith. I'm not going to fool around with their running game. DJ Dallas was hurt. Their rookie, Ken Walker, is going to be out for sure. I don't know what they're doing in the backfield. Is it Travis Homer? I don't want to touch it. I'm just leaving it alone. And I think they're just going to air it out with Geno and the two star wide receivers. For the Panthers, I guess you can start DJ Moore, but I'm not really trusting any of them. I hate the Panthers for fantasy. I don't want to start anyone. All right. Then the next game is probably another game of the week. We have the Dolphins going up against the Chargers on Sunday Night Football. Good game. Over under set at 51.5. Give me the under there. Miami 3-point road favorites. Give me the Chargers. The Chargers have looked better with Keenan Allen there. They're a little shaky, but 51's a little high. I think their defense, excuse me, they'll be able to keep up with Miami's defense. Miami's defense is a pass funnel. You can pass all over them. So I think Herbert's going to be able to do so, keep them above, and probably get a late game-winning drive. So give me the Chargers, at least cover, and give me the under. I think they'll probably end up scoring. Not 51's just too high. Dolphins have their lulls and kind of stop a little bit. Fantasy perspective, Mozart, Wilson, one of them should go off. If not both, the Chargers can't stop the run. I don't know which one. I guess Wilson, but I don't want to start either. It's too 50-50. You can fire up to you can fire up Hill I don't know what's going on with Waddle and his injury. Just keep an eye on it. If he's healthy, start him. Mike Gesicki, and probably not this game. Charger side, you'll start Keenan Allen, you'll start Josh Palmer. When with Mike Williams out, Josh Palmer goes crazy. You can fire up Herbert, you can fire up Eckler. They just have more firepower, and I think the Chargers are going to win this at home. And then that takes us to the last game of the week. We have the New England Patriots going up against the Arizona Cardinals. The Patriots are, for some reason, favorites on the road, 1.5 New England. Give me the Cardinals. Cardinals suck, but their offense is pretty good. Their defense is okay, but I think that the Patriots defense is that bad. So I think they should be perfectly fine there. Over under set at 44.5. Give me the under. For a fantasy perspective, you can start Kyler, you can start Nuke Hopkins, you can start James Conner, because that's all they have. That's all their weapons. Marquise Brown is probably going to be a little healthier here. Yeah, you can start Marquise. You can start him. Why not? I haven't really seen him and Nuke together. So let's see how it works out. Start him, see how it happens. Patriot side, you start Stevenson. That's it. Don't play around with Mac. Don't play around with their receivers. If you want to start Jacoby Myers, I guess you can, but I wouldn't fully recommend it. But yeah, I'm starting Stevenson and calling it a day. And that's NFL Week 14 and Cardinals to cover, if I haven't already said that. Week 14, it's an interesting week. A lot of in-division games, a lot of high-scoring games per Vegas. So we'll see. It looks like it should be a fun week. I hope it's a fun week, and I hope we make money, baby. Let's get it.